Unbelievable manoeuvre from Seven. Nice wife galore at the front. Oh, what's going to happen here? On the back. Looks like Mr. Brisket and Don T are both making early. Oh, no! He's going for it. Where's he going to appear? Anyway, as a community, yeah, it always turns to shambles. But our specials talking to shambles. Oh my name! And that looks. I'm gonna call this early doors. That looked like a takeout. Oh no! Spoon! Oh no! No! This ain't a ball, please. Oh! 123.9. Oh no, there's a late winner! He's that! Well, Spoony out of nowhere! Six of that, they wanted to oh, what a rubbish track we joined that was! What a move! Is he going to make it stick though? Tough corner to make it stick on. Is he going to go round the outside? Unbelievable! Oh! Wow, wow, wow.
Fantastic move.
The most dynamic commentary duo on Twitch.
The fastest growing racing community on Discord.
Welcome to the NoobGamerz.
Oh, the crowd is pumped. I'm pumped. And hopefully you at home are absolutely raring to go tonight for the final of our touring cars season. So here it is, the final race. Who will be crowned tonight's champion? Who will take home all the points so they can take home one of the greatest prizes in sim racing history? That's right, season 20th champion will be crowned this evening, and we're going to make it not as difficult as last week, because last week was proper mental, but we are going to chuck in some rain. There's no darkness tonight, but it is a track famed for some interesting corners, and I'm sure we're going to have an interesting night on the track this evening. And as ever, I cannot do this on my own, people. I do need one person by my side, one person only, to take us through every single little thing about tonight, and his name, as ever, ladies and gentlemen, is Jamie. Come on in, Jamie.
Thanks, mate. Popping in. Appreciate it. All right?
Yeah,
what's
good,
going
man.
on then?
Good.
Yeah.
These people behind me, I mean, some of the things they're screaming, I mean, expletive
clue.
is, I mean, it's just like, take your trousers off, come and have some fun with us. You're
Yeah.
wasted doing sim racing, you know, all the
Well,
usual.
that's true.
All the usual stuff. Yeah.
First two unbelievable. Last one, 100% agree. So there we go. Don't worry though, we're back. I can't believe we're finishing another season. What is this? 20? Season 20? Did you say?
20th.
Unbelievable, Ryan.
Yeah.
And we got a bit of a battle at the top. We always, the last few seasons in both this and ACC, we seem to get pretty tight championship battles actually, which is great.
Yeah, sensational. It's so close to the top, and of course we'll go through all the points before the race starts tonight. Snack chat will be back as well as just normal unrelated racing chat, which me and Jamie bring you each and every week that the people crave. But as ever, as you know, Jamie, there's only one goddamn place to be for your Thursday night entertainment, and that's right here on NoobGamerz TV. The racers are out there practicing at the moment. There's 6 minutes left of that practice session, Jamie, as they warm up their tyres and get ready for tonight. I'm going to ask you straight out, who's going to win tonight's race?
Who's going to win the race or
Yeah,
the championship?
the
Right,
race,
very different.
the
You've gone for the race. Who's
Yeah.
going to win the race? Who's going to win the race? I'm going to go. I mean, it would be easy to say Dazzle, wouldn't it? That'd be the boring. That'd be the easy option.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to mix it up, and I'm going to go for someone who was on top form at the start of the season, but then has had a rough couple of weeks, particularly last week. But I think they can bounce back strong here, Ryan. I'm going to go outside bet King Kodiak.
Okay, so Jamie's putting his money quite literally where his mouth is,
Oh,
going for the
am I?
king tonight. And we'll
there's money
see.
involved.
Yeah,
Dazzle
sorry. No, can't take it back now.
that. Oh.
100 quid we agreed before the show, didn't
Did we? Yeah,
yeah,
cool.
100 quid, yeah.
A man suggesting you taking your trousers off, Ryan, would be a laugh.
I mean, it
Any
could
thoughts?
border on making this room a lot more awkward than it needs to be right now. So, I'm just not going to do that. But anyway, let's get down to the track, shall we? And have a look at our drivers this evening, because there's enough of looking at my face and these beautiful people behind me. Let's get down to the track. So let's take you to Imola. Let's take you so you can see the sights and almost the smells of what we've got on tonight. So, should we go? Yeah? What time is it? Yeah, probably about time, innit, Jamie? Do you reckon? Yeah?
I mean, why not? What else
Yeah.
are we going to do?
Yeah, I mean, I could stay down here and have a great old time if you want, but
Yeah, it sounds like it's quite sexual tonight, Ryan, from what you're
a
saying.
lot of excitement in the room. But anyway, let's go,
can see
people.
that, yeah.
Let's get down to trackside. Come on. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody say racing. Does that work?
Ryan,
Go on.
it does, yeah. Ryan, quick question.
Yeah.
Can we expect a 24-hour day-night cycle tonight?
No, we cannot.
Well, we thought that last week at this point of the race, so it may still happen, is what you're saying. There's a chance.
I mean, never rule anything out with the NoobGamerz, Jamie. Never rule it out. But anyway,
Okay,
welcome everyone. Combative Mass is getting his text messages in early doors. Girl, your wheels are so round. Let me drive you
Surely
up
you've got to sing
and down.
that. Surely you've got to sing that in the R. Kelly style. Let me drive you up and down. Oh, wait, that's not R.
That's
Kelly.
not R.
Who's that?
Kelly.
No, who is that? Go on.
That is what is the name of that?
Who is that?
It's from
Oh
the Ali
my-
G movie, isn't it?
It is,
Oh,
exactly, yeah.
it's gonna
Oh my
crush
God,
me,
that's
Jamie.
going to absolutely kill us.
I'm gone now for the rest of the night. Sorry, that's me done. Who is that? Another level. Combative Mass knows. Of course he
Another
does. He
level,
knows
freak
everything.
me.
Freaky
Freak me.
baby. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Let me drive you up and down. Yeah.
But I'm never going to say stop. That's the only thing I'm going to confirm.
I was about to say, look who's on the top, but as I was just before I said it, Zerone's beaten the time of King Kodiak by just a casual 2.5 seconds. So, new
yeah.
problemo.
Casual Zerone, mother. You know the rest of it.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, he's smashing it at the top of the leaderboard. 2.5 seconds ahead of his peers out on the track. And Jamie, you could hardly call them his peers tonight because he's in a completely different league of his own with that sort of time.
Right, and I'll tell you what, I'll do what I want, mate. If I want to call him peers, I will. But in this case particularly, I would agree with you. What are we in though? It's only practice still, isn't it?
It
Only
is
days.
only
Only
practice.
days.
Plenty of time to go, ladies.
What weather have we got installed tonight, right? Give us a little insight. Do you want it to be a surprise?
I know it's not a surprise. All the racers know what's going on, so
All
most
right.
people in the channel will know. We've got a little bit of clear to rain tonight, Jamie. So
Okay.
there will probably be a need to go into the pits, unless, of course,
Right.
someone tries the old no pit strategy, which we
Yeah,
have
Crichton.
seen tried before in wet conditions.
Yeah, the
Sometimes
old
it's
Crichton
paid
Alpha.
off, sometimes it hasn't. So we'll
Now,
see.
Ryan, when you say rain, just clarify for me
Yeah.
and the boys and girls watching. Are we talking like a little rainstorm, like little spittle bit? Or are we talking, Noah's Ark rain?
Well, it's not. I've not gone for thunderstorm, but I've not gone for light rain. So I've gone for the setting in the
Gone
middle.
middle, neutral.
Yeah.
It's just like you and that's so you.
So
Bang
we'll see.
down the middle.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
But anyway, Jamie, the top of the
Yeah.
championship looks thusly.
Okay.
Daza, 84 points on top. Duncan and Nashift on 77. Nashift on 75. Theg also on 75.
Wow.
As the top 4 racers. Frimo just behind that on 70. So it's all eyes on Daza. And if anyone can topple him, Duncan's the closest. And he needs to beat Daza by 7 positions out on the track to have an opportunity to win tonight. And at the moment, he's 3 places ahead of him.
Only practice, of course. Yeah, so Daz are looking pretty good then, unless he has a catastrophe, Ryan. You'd think that given his pace, he should be taking home the title tonight.
Well, yes.
Okay.
He's obviously last week only mustered up 25 points. Previous week got himself
That'd
a
be
decent
enough.
30. He was obviously the winner. So if he can get another 25-point haul tonight, that
Done.
should secure him the
Well,
championship.
it will. So if he equals his worst result, he's won.
He needs to come 7th
he has to have his
or
worst
above.
result.
7th or
Yeah.
above, and he's got the championship in the
Tell
bag.
me why he won't win the title tonight.
Well, I feel like with Imola, if you can just pop the track map up for a second, Jamie, just so we can talk it through with people. As people can see, there's a lot of straights. Concentration can be lost during those straights, and then you're hit with a cheeky little corner. We've seen it a few times before where people have just been herring down the straights, minding their own business, and all of a sudden, bang, they've got to think. Bang, there's someone next to them, and they've got to react. And mistakes have been made, crashes have happened. So I think with Imola, it's got the opportunity to produce more mistakes from the big boys. And that could fall into the hands of the people chasing Daza tonight.
I mean, we have, it's very rare we see Daza have a particularly poor race, but it has happened.
Yep.
I have a feeling we've also seen him have some disconnects, haven't we?
Yeah.
And I remember this corner we're on now, particularly with Omasaur, there are some monster puddles that form there when the weather's out, Ryan, in there. So we've seen that before. Like Senna says combative mass, sure. So, yeah, okay, I like it. I like it.
Daza currently up to 3rd place though with a 155.2, but there are 2 people, including the person you've gone for the win tonight, King Kodiak in 153s. So, a 2-second differential between Daza and the 2 at the top at the moment. Maybe he's just holding something back for practice. Maybe he is just naturally 2 seconds off the pace tonight. But it's Duncan we need to keep an eye on, Jamie, because he is the closest opportunity that the rest of the pack have got to topple him at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, he is. As Jamsplat comes in with a boys.
Good evening, Jamsplat. And we did Jamsplat a disservice, Jamie, it turns out, last week.
Did we?
There's a racer called Leeson.
Leeson. Yeah, he's here, look.
That's Jamsplatter. He's rebranded himself.
Well, we didn't know that, did we?
Oh, we did. It was put in the Discord, but obviously we forgot because
Sorry,
we're
we
noobs.
don't read the Discord, right? We got people that do that for us.
Yes,
Scottish Ian and
exactly.
Leisurely.
Yeah.
Ryan, okay. That's good for you to know. And so apologies, that's flat, but maybe you could explain the Lee Sun name to us, Ryan, and why the rebranding. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, it's always good to know. Question for you though, by Psycho Lizard, Jamie. What does FWD stand for again? Asking for a friend.
Front wheel drive, right?
See, Jamie knows all the stuff you ever need to know about racing, yeah? Anyway, Zerone, King Kodiak, Daza, your top 3 in practice. Theg, Tobio, and Mr. Rich, Weddell, Duncan, Nashift, and Fremode making up the top 10. But let's get over to qualification. This is where it really matters, isn't it?
We're going back to Weddell, are we?
It is Weddell.
Well, we'd slip between Weddell and Weedle last week.
Accidentally Weedle, but it's definitely not. It's not got a double E, so it can't be Weedle.
Well, no, I mean, that's just your racism, and, that's just the Japanese version.
Well, is that racism?
I don't know, no, but it's funnier, isn't it? If I say it like that.
I mean, racism isn't funny, Jamie. Just want to make that clear. On behalf of everyone at the NoobGamerz, we don't condone that. So
just to clarify, on behalf of the world, I just want to clarify.
Yeah, it's not okay.
No.
Right, Jamsplatter, Leeson. We don't know why he's called himself that, but all we do know is that he has. So we're going to get on board.
Well, yeah, and that's the facts, Ryan. And to be honest, we've just got to suck it up and accept it now. We can't change it.
Yeah. Because we only deal in facts, don't we?
What
Jamie?
about Theg, Ryan? Talking about Theg, not far off in the title chase. He's 4th place currently. What is he? 11 points behind. No, sorry, 9 points behind he is, Ryan. So not far away at all, the old Theg there, is he?
Theg has probably put himself in a good shout of potentially, being in amongst the run-in for a driver of the season. Do we think this time around, James?
He's had a cracking season, right? Absolutely, and his off the track work with the highlights videos have been second to none. Really, absolutely brilliant. It's not that should count, but we're easily swayed, right? Easily
Yeah, it doesn't take. Sorry, you want to do some work for us for the community?
Yeah.
Have 100 things to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, cheers, mate. Yeah, no, but on the track he's been absolutely brilliant, hasn't he? He's been brilliant the last few months generally, but in this season particularly, yeah, very, very impressive. He'll certainly be hoping to get in a medal position tonight, right? I think in the overall standings.
I think so. Frimoed, another racer, Jamie, who sort of, elevated his position on the track, I'd say, over the course of this season. He was pretty solid mid-pack for a long time, but now he's been solid top 10, pushing on top 5 as well. So another good season from him. So there's a lot of drivers sort of starting to making more of a name for themselves as the weeks and months go on.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the PC2 pack have sort of come closer together as an overall grid. There's less of a delta between first and last than potentially there's ever been, Ryan, in the 20 seasons we've done this, actually.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout.
Which is great to see, actually. It's great to see. And, it's a real community now, isn't it? They're very supportive of each other. So it's a great place to be, right? Just a great place to come race, is it? Would you say?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when a community's been together for literally over 2 years, you'd hope it would be okay, and luckily it is. 2 years.
We've been doing this 2 years, and we still have almost 1,000 members in the Discord,
and we still don't know all the corner names, but
and we still almost have 1,000 Twitch followers. Why don't we have like 100,000 by now?
Why don't we have 100,000?
Oh, sorry, I just remembered because we're doing sim racing. Yeah, so I forgot about that.
Jamie, just to clarify, we have 968. So,
yeah, exactly.
So,
why don't we have 1,000?
I don't know.
Which was that? Followers or was that Discord?
That's Discord. Yeah, that's Discord.
Followers 949.
Followers is 949. A big up to 2 people, Jamie, who pre-stream Metal Akame and Jism. Dropped us a follow as well as that was his name. Just read it out. As well as Andy Septic.
The accent you put on it. It was a little emphasis you put on it.
And because they were pre-stream, I'm gonna replay the little follower thing just so we can give them the love. There we go. Andy Septic 2. He's in. He's following. Good lad. Jism. He's in as well.
It was just some pre-jism, Ryan.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a bit of pre-jism.
There he goes. Jism is now following. Big up to Jism. Appreciate your work. And Metal Akame, again, during the introduction to the stream, gave us a little follow and we overlooked it. So I'm going to replay his little follow as well just so we can give him the love. So appreciate 3 people early doors getting involved with the Twitch stream and jumping on board the NoobGamerz hype train.
Yeah, it's brilliant to see. Obviously, we're only taking the mate. We're unbelievably grateful for the stupid number of people that watch us, Ryan, talking absolute nonsense. As we've said many, many times, we don't understand it, but we're having fun, and that's what matters. Come at with a great point as well, Ryan. To be totally
exactly.
Fair.
I don't see any cleavage. Exactly right.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing I do genuinely think about sometimes, I finish a stream and I think, if I was stood on a stage with like 30 people in a room listening to me, you'd go, that's quite a lot of people actually just sat there watching and listening to what I'm saying. And that's sort of what is happening every Thursday and every Monday. There's like around 30, 40 people who are deciding to spend 2 hours of their life just watching me and you and some racing, which is so cool.
I mean, about 70% of them are Duncan's extended family, of course.
Exactly.
We got stepsisters, we got mother-in-laws, we got grandmothers, we got all sorts. I think the dog's made a Twitch account, Duncan's dog, to have a go. Yeah,
we'd have over 1,000 followers if they all made accounts and followed us. To be fair,
he's absolutely put you in your place, right?
I'd be a teacher.
What he's saying is that's nothing special because that's what a teacher does every day.
Well, yeah, but teachers don't, He's
absolutely put you right in your place, mate.
Wow. Yeah, 30 people combined, man. That's big to us, man. Like we used to do this in the early days to less than 10 people, and sometimes I was like, why are we even bothering? There's no one ever watches this, and we've grown it over a few years. We've got a cool community now. We have a lot of fun, and we're having a great old time, aren't we, Jamie? I'll tell you who else is having a great old time. Zerone, Jamie.
Zerone is having a great old time, and the King. I'm feeling good about my pick so far tonight, Ryan. King's had a rough couple of weeks, so I just had a feeling that don't forget you won race 1. Of course,
he did, yeah,
this season. So I just had a feeling he's due to come back. He's due to come back at us. Yeah, we're only messing around. We're fully aware that the sim racing niche is not the one to try and make a big splash in the Twitch world. But we all have a very busy full-time job, so this is just a fun hobby, right? Isn't it? But we're having a lovely time making new friends all across the world, which is the best bit for me, actually.
The world. Yeah, exactly. We've literally met people from all over the world who decide to spend their evening with us, and we very much appreciate. Ethan's one of those people, Jamie. He's even got his own range of NoobGamerz t-shirts. That's how much he means to the community. In 20th place overall. So shout out to the Ethan fan club, who are often just lurking away on the background in the Twitch stream, just watching their boy. But 12 minutes to go. Dazza 1:54.8 at the moment. Jamie, a little bit off the pace, but there he goes.
No, he's changed that. He's sorted that right out. Zerone, though, Ryan. Zerone absolutely on fire at the moment, isn't he?
He is.
Look at this. Zerone's not come to mess around tonight, right?
No, he's not here to mess around, as you say. He wants that win. He wants.
There he is, in fact.
He's trying to push.
Yeah, he is like busting past. Who were we just on with?
Ethan.
Duncan, was it? Ethan, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zerone absolutely flying, Ryan. The question will be, for all of the guys, not just Zerone, of course, can they keep up the pace when the rain comes, Ryan? Because it is a changeable factor, isn't it? We've seen it change races completely.
100%, yeah. And I think that's where the scepticism must come in with Dazza walking away with this championship tonight, because when the rain falls, as we know, with the puddles that emerge, especially on this circuit, so I'm led to believe, could cause anyone trouble, especially if you're racing against side by side against someone, or you're trying to overtake a back marker, you're forced into a line maybe you didn't really want to go down, you perhaps go a bit eagerly into a corner. All those sort of things can lose you time and position, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens tonight. But there's 11 minutes to go, Jamie, and at the moment Zerone is top of the castle.
Yeah, absolutely. Just going back to the puddle thing, Ryan. We've seen it ourselves here. I remember maybe some early Evo races we did back in the day that here, with some absolute monster puddles at certain parts of the track. Do you remember? I think it was Don Tito gained a load of places because there was one huge puddle that everyone was like massively going out their way to avoid, and he just was driving through it every lap, getting away with it, just smashing through it and gaining a ton of time. Do you remember that race?
I don't, but it wouldn't surprise me from that man, because he just does what he wants, and I like it. Zerone, though, Jamie, despite trying to grab the toe from almost everyone out on the track there, doesn't improve on his time. But Spiky Logic is on your side tonight, Jamie.
Wow, there we go. I mean, the King up to 0.6 of their own. King definitely back in form, but again, the question will be, can he do it in the wet weather? Can they do it on a wet, windy night in Stoke, Ryan? That's always the question.
I mean,
what I mean.
Are we in? I didn't think Imola was in Stoke.
Yeah, you know what I mean, don't you?
No idea.
I mean, don't hang me out to dry, mate. Come on.
You don't want to hang your washing out tonight in the rain, mate. Otherwise, it'll just get wet.
No. So, this corner here, that is a massive puddle. The thing is, because the rain's only coming halfway through the race, and it's not the thunderstorm, it may not have the time to build up to those redonkulous levels tonight. But we can hope. Nashif Ryan also in this championship battle, of course, third place at the moment. 8th place in qualifying, though. Third place in the championship, I should say. 8th place tonight, though, Ryan, just behind Theg. If these guys want to try and win this title tonight, they really need to be up there with the Zerones, don't they?
Absolutely. Yeah, if they're not, they're going to have a hard task getting past the people in front of them. Waddell joined as a new racer this season, shown himself to be a very competitive driver. Toby Owen as well, he's been up there top 5 pretty consistently as well, had a good season. All right, perhaps Racecraft not quite pulling him all the way through to getting perhaps the points he would have expected, given some of the positioning he's had out on the track. But, generally, there's some quick drivers ahead of them. So you need to get ahead of them in qualification. Nashift has gained a position now at the 6th place, ahead of Theg and Waddell. But Toby Owen, Tony as well, another shout out to him who's had a cracking season overall. Again, not perhaps cemented all the points he would have liked, but he's been racing well as well. So, lots of competition up there for Dazza and the like tonight.
Yeah, and of course we talked already, the closest championship rival at the moment is Duncan, 9 points off Dazza in the table going into tonight's final race. Currently in 11th place, Ryan, so really struggling in this qualifying session. Just jump back to the pits then, maybe just trying to refocus his mind before he goes, and here he comes for his next run, Ryan, but he's going to need to do significantly better with his main rival up in 3rd. Surely Duncan's, I hate to say it for the millions of family members and friends watching tonight, but Duncan's praying for a bit of a miracle tonight, Ryan. He needs something to go drastically wrong for Dazza, I fear.
Yeah, he's gone into the pits just to check the family WhatsApp to get his motivation back, get his mojo back. The tranche of Duncan family members will be in there cheering him on, as I'm sure they're sat at home cheering him on as well. And if you are out there and you do want to pop us a little message on Twitch to say hi, please do. That'll be fantastic. Yeah, Duncan's got some work to do.
He does. Roughneck 1, Ryan. Doesn't always get as much stream time, of course, these days. Running in the back in quali normally, but he's down here in 23rd, and we always need to give Roughneck a bit of love because what an absolute community legend he is.
He's like one of the only people in the community who we just give him a place, don't we? Every Project Cars League that comes around, he's just in. We don't have to ask him. Mate. He doesn't have to confirm it. He's just in, and he turns up every Thursday, 8 o'clock. He's there, and it's just a constant of the last 2 years of this community. It's fantastic.
Yeah. The only NoobGamerz League he has not entered in 2 years is the Rocket League one.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just been up for everything. One-offs, whatever the game, he loves it. He absolutely loves it.
He does love it, yeah. Little Sis Duncan says, we have faith in him. That's good to know, Little Sis Duncan. He's going to need to muster up. He's now down to 12th place, so he's losing places currently. And Pendarama says, 23 viewers, 22 of them are Duncan's family. And you're probably not far wrong.
And he's the other one.
And he's the other one, yeah.
Or maybe he's Duncan's cousin or something, who knows.
Toasty Toad, Jamie, 21st position.
Yeah.
Getting involved in the next ACC league as well as a beginner. Yeah. But he's been a pretty staple of the PC2 community over the last few seasons. 21st position for him at the moment. Tell me an individual fact that you are aware of about the Toasty Toad.
Don't know anything about him, mate, but what I do know, you just reminded me of, is what we should mention is how insane the ACC league's been. It was an absolutely unbelievably successful season 1. The sign-ups for season 2 went out a couple of days ago. Already they've gone beyond the maximum to the point where we've had to extend the server to its maximum capacity of 50 drivers because we've already filled that grid in a matter of days. It is unbelievable. They're loving it, Ryan, and the community in there in the Discord is absolutely popping off. Constant messages. You were looking at the chat metrics earlier, weren't you?
Yeah.
It's just absolutely gone mad with those boys and girls. So yeah, it just reminded me there, Toasty Toad getting another great example of someone given that. It's it feels like, the next step maybe from Project Cars, would you say, in terms of seriousness in the sim race?
Yes, I think, well, yeah. There's definitely some people in the ACC league who take it serious, because everyone takes this seriously, what we're doing tonight, because everyone loves it, they get stuck in, but there is just that other level in ACC for whatever reason. Just feels like a bit more serious of a game, and people do, there's a little bit more angsty around positions, and people just seem to, and I think it's where we're burgeoning this new community, and people are getting to know each other, and people are trying to find their space in there. There's lots of variables and permutations going on with the ACC community, but in short, 50 people signed up. I mean, do they know who's got to keep track of all that, Jamie? They're doing multi-class as well, so that'll be good fun.
Oh good. Well, we've got no chance then, because we know how reliable the leaderboard is in ACC. Oh wait, hang on a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I didn't necessarily mean the seriousness of the opponents, because of course everyone in this league, Ryan, wants to win and do well, etc. I more meant it feels like as a game, it's sort of a little bit more difficult, bit less arcadey, bit more towards the full sim experience. It's maybe the step before an iRacing or something if you really want to get into into your hardcore sim racing.
I
That's
think
sort of
so.
what I
Yeah,
meant.
because there's it's not default setups. You can tweak all your setups. You can tweak a load of stuff. There's a little bit more time investment required to get the most out of it. So yeah, all good. But we have a brand new follower, Jamie. Airspeed
Okay.
Live joins us.
Oh, hello.
Hello from the world's newest sim race. Tell us more about that, Airspeed Live. We'd love to know
Racer,
more
I
about,
guess.
hopefully Sim Racer. And if you are the newest Sim Racer, then you are in exactly the right place, as our community is specifically designed for beginners and intermediates of sim racing communities. And actually, I will mention it because Tukes put a message in there. Is there room for G Baker? Well, we had the ACC First League. G Baker did very well in that tournament, but perhaps it's fair to say he went against those community spirit standards of allowing newer racers to take part and an understanding that newer racers do make mistakes. And suffice to say, he won't be joining us for Season 2 of ACC. But don't be afraid. If you are a new racer, get involved because that's what we're here for, isn't it, Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, let's make it clear. He wasn't banned or anything. We didn't kick him out or anything. We would have been happy to have him race. It was he just chose to leave. That's all.
Yeah.
But we don't need to go into that. Yeah, absolutely. Airspeed Live. I've just popped the Discord link in the channel for you. Jump into that, mate. There's a community of, as Ryan would say, almost 1,000 sim racing fans in there that will offer you plenty of help. Yeah. He's just got PC 1, 2, and 3, AMS2, and a set of Corsa, Ryan. He's absolutely smashed it.
He's gone big. He's gone very big. I like it. Well, there's a lot of different games in there. So PC1, PC2, PC3 is completely different. So just be aware of that. PC3
Absolutely.
is a lot more arcadey than PC1 and 2. AMSS2 is very similar to PC2, but it does have some nuances where a little bit different. And I would say AC, as in Assetto Corsa, the original's good, but we do ACC here, which again is the game we were just talking about. So, but as Jamie said, dive into the community. There's nearly, and I will say it again, 1,000 people. You can message about all your sim racing worries, needs, setups, games. You'll get all the advice you could ever want on anything to do with sim racing in that community.
Ryan, Benderama calling you a mid-tier manager, mate. Any thoughts?
I'll accept that. I take that from Benderama. That's a compliment.
Isn't Benderama the guy who absolutely hates all form of management?
Well, exactly. So the fact he's even given me an opportunity to become any manager, regardless of whether it's mid-tier, top-tier, bottom-tier, I mean, I'll take it from him.
You take it. PC3 is gross. I hate it, said Airspeed Live. Yeah, that was just absolutely cool. It's the voice he uses when he's signing the P45. What he's got in Under Armour is a little little clipboard with just like a stash of blank template P45s. He just sort of walks around. He's got one of those pens on a string attached to it. He just walks around, like leans over someone's desk, like just goes, and then like moves the pen towards the paper just threateningly. I think, what's your name again, son? That's what he says. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah, PC3 very different, right? But we did a few sessions on it when it first came out, didn't we? Great fun. It's like super arcadey, just absolutely mad fun. Like you don't need to worry about hitting other cars or any of that nonsense, do you? Just chuck it in there.
Yeah.
Totally different to the other one, but fun in its own way.
Yeah, exactly. It is great for a laugh with your mates in an evening, but perhaps not the sim racing.
Can do leagues on it, really.
Yeah, exactly. It does do it. I reckon it's a penny nicked from the bookies. Everyone knows names don't bother into those. Jesus
You're getting it slamming here, right?
I mean, to be fair, I
Ryan,
don't use
top
pens
quality
now
man.
because I'm all digital. So.
Do you walk around with like it's just it's even worse, little iPad? With
Yeah, but we're not in an office, Jamie. We're all working from home, so I can't do that, can I?
That's true.
Oh, so
Well,
I look at them all on their webcams we had installed in their offices, just to keep an eye on them all.
You installed webcams.
Disclaimer: we didn't do that. I'm joking.
Don't worry, guys. We'll buy you all webcams. Not a problem. Just make sure. There's only one issue. You've got to have it switched on 24/7. But other than that, we'll pay for it. No problem.
Exactly. Yeah. Frimo having a great old time
yeah,
weaving all over the track.
do that.
He secured himself 8th place. Duncan, though, Jamie, he's still out there. He needs to make an improvement on 11th place. Weedles, you've done it to me again. Weddell in 6th place is doing well as well. He's out there trying to improve on his time. There's a lot of space on track, Jamie. Now's the time to do it, as Duncan got the minerals to pull out of the bag.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question, right? It's a great question. I hope for the sake of this title battle tonight, Ryan, that he does. because we need him in the mix. We got Nash up in 7th. We got Feg in 9th. Duncan 11th and Dazza 3rd. So at the moment, Dazza looking really, really strong to bring that title home again, Ryan. Previous championship winner, I think, Dazza, right?
Exactly, yeah. He has won a championship. So fair play to him, but that is not gonna help Duncan.
Very scruffy for Duncan, unfortunately. Badapane looks like he's done. Lee's son done as well. So we might as well stay on from Duncan. He's going to give it a go, right? He's not giving up. Exactly. But that looks very scruffy, I have to say.
Exactly. Good evening to Yera-san, who joins us. Good evening to Scottish Ian, who joins us. And Yera-san is going for Dazza for the win, ladies and gentlemen. Thoughts, Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, certainly for the championship, he looks very strong at the moment. The race may be a different issue, though. Zerone looking shit hot tonight, Ryan. Pardon my French.
He certainly is. Big up to Crichton Alpha, though, who drops in to subscribe for his 13th month. And that's the sort of community member we like. He's putting his money literally... Oh, no, wait. He's not putting any money there, ladies and gentlemen, because he's using his Prime Gaming subscription that you can get if you're an Amazon Prime member, and he's dropping it on us when we really do appreciate it. But Theg suggesting that BMW's OP for qualification, and things will get interesting after the pits and the rain. But anyway, let's go through the qualification leaderboard. We've got Zerone, King Kodiak and Dazza taking up your top 3 ahead of Tony, Toby Owen, Waddell 25, Nashift, Frimode, Theg and Omasaur. So Duncan does miss out on a top 10 despite being second in the overall championship in 11th place. Mr. Rich in 12th, Crichton Alpha, who's just subscribed to us in 13th place. Fittingly 13th for his 13th month subscription. Cycliza 14th, McFly, Badapane, Fridge, Roki Blokey, Buzzerwhack and Took, who has not binned it yet. Ian, don't you worry. We've got Leeson, Roughneck1, Fusevolve, Toasty Toad, Ethan and Backy. 26 drivers tonight, Jamie. A few not making it for the final finale. Perhaps they thought their race was won. The only way to find out who's going to win this race tonight is by clicking continue and sticking with us live here in the NoobGamerz studios. Imagine if I click continue, Jamie, and we were at night.
Oh, I'd be seen. I mean, we can still have the day-night cycle, though. Don't forget.
That's true. That's true.
We can start. Oh, I mean, the snow would have been the most enjoyable surprise for the guys. Backy though was having some issues with his wheel, Ryan. I saw earlier.
Okay.
Did manage to just sneak in at the end of quali there, so unable to get a lap in. So he's going to start last at the moment. He's got Ethan alongside him, Ryan. Look, they can't even see around the corner, Ryan. Where do you want to start from, Ryan, for this final race of season 2-0?
I want to start on Frimode.
Frimode. Okay. Now, what do you want? Trackside cam, chase
cam. Trackside cam, Frimode.
Okay, it's done. It's ready for you.
I like it. Took knows 5 days to respond. Don't worry about it, Ian. I've got my mandatory 5 days to respond to you for all questions that you give. So in fact, I should have waited 5 days to tell you that Took hasn't binned it yet as well. But Ben Durama says, yeah, if Ian talks crap about anyone's driving tonight, let it be known that he managed to screw up his pits or get a drive-throughs for them 3 weeks in a row on a Wednesday league. I mean, it's always Ian just trying to cheat, basically, Ben Durama, from the sounds of it, isn't it?
Sounds like it, mate. Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. Just PayPal 250.
Ian, so poor, isn't he? He needs to literally beg for money off people he doesn't know in real life. Yeah. So beg. Ben Durama calling first chicane chaos. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly possible, but actually, surprisingly, this whole season has been very calm and decent.
Oh, you've said it now. Well done.
Yeah,
that's it.
This is what I'm saying here, so that we get some absolute chaos driving. It's been boring. Yeah, they haven't been taking each other out right. They've all been driving respectfully and very nicely.
They can do the highlights and he'll cut to you saying, oh, we've had no major crashes. And he'll cut to season 1 with just like Dazza on his roof. King Kodiak's only got one wheel left. We'll be like, what's going on? Yeah, exactly. Right, here we go then. We're underway for the final race of Season 20 in the touring car. Zerone gets an excellent start, but Tony, Jamie, comes firing through into second place. He's not here to mess around tonight. Straight up into second place. Beasting over King Kodiak, who drops down to 4th. Nashift gains a position up to 6th as well, just in behind Waddell. Toby Owen remains in 5th place. Duncan, though, still in 11th, Jamie. No major carnage so far.
Yeah, no carnage at all. And yet again, the grid gets away pretty cleanly. A little bit squiffy, someone having an accident completely on their own at the back there, but I think that was Ethan. Yeah, Ethan just getting himself in a tizzy. But yeah, great news for the guys behind fighting Dazza that he's lost that place, but he's back up to third now. Zerone Ryan picking up an early 1 second penalty. But look at this grid, Ryan. Look at this pack. All coming up the hill together. Wow. I mean, just chuck some rain in this mix, Ryan, and let it fly.
Exactly, and that's exactly what's going to happen midway through this race. But everyone will be pleased at the moment because, to be fair, even Duncan's got an opportunity. He's holding on to this train. He's not far away. Frimode in 8th place can see the leader. He can see plenty of people ahead of him. And it's only going to take one domino to fall here, Jamie, and it could be carnage for a few races.
Let's hope so, yeah. Why not? Let's just have some absolute mayhem on the last race, right? Like I said, it's been very devoid of carnage this season. Brilliant racing, but very little carnage. And we know that's what our audience want, right? Carnage.
Yeah, exactly.
But look at this. I mean, yeah, very, very close. One big train at the moment, one big snake of testosterone, Ryan.
Exactly.
It's Tobio now back down to 5th. King up, Dazza up, Tony 2nd. Great start for Tony though, wasn't he? I have to say. Look at this though, Ryan. Dazza's not happy with that start. And he's all over the back of Tony.
Tony! Come on, Tony! Yeah, Tony's doing well in 2nd place, holding off Dazza at the moment. Dazza all over the back of him, but in turn, King Kodiak all over the back of Dazza. But Dazza looking racy here, Jamie. He's just waiting for the opportunity. He's going to go for it now. He's going to pull alongside him. Has he got the minerals to hold it in there and get the move done? He looks like he was going to overcook it, but he just about manages to rein it in, negotiating, haggling with the wheel, and getting the job done to hold on to that 2nd place. But they're all queuing up behind him.
Yeah, more penalty news. Early doors, Theg, 10th place with a 1 second penalty. Also, he's just in behind Duncan, who's up to 9th. So a decent start for Duncan. Oh, Theg gets a little love tap in the back from Omasol there. Just a very gentle one, Ryan. But that's okay. Just a little nudge. It'll go on, Theg. You can do it, son.
He's doing the classic football thing, letting him know he's there early.
Yeah,
get stuck in early doors. Make sure he knows you're in a battle, son. And he's gone, I'm just going to give him a little nudge now and let him know I'm here. So he's going to keep looking in the mirror. He's going to make a mistake. He's going to, things are going to happen. But anyway, Toby Owen, 6th place. Waddell up ahead. Grabbed himself a cheeky penalty as well, Jamie.
Yeah.
But they're racing hard and they're racing fair.
Penalties coming thick and fast, Ryan. People cutting the track, just battling for position like crazy. Battle indicators all up and down.
That's so good for Venturama.
That's exactly what I was imagining when I said it, Venturama, yeah.
Were you imagining Ian when you said it?
Yeah. Oh, well, I say imagining. I just actually opened my phone. He just sent me a little pic of it.
Okay.
That's pretty standard. I've set up a rule on my phone so it auto files text from Ian into a separate little special folder for my private time.
Yeah, is that a password protected folder?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. The password is, interestingly, big snake of testosterone.
Oh, okay. Good. So if Jamie's partner's watching, you now know the password to Jamie's inner secrets.
She's definitely not watching, so I wouldn't worry about that. McFly down in 20th place, Ryan, and he's in a big old train here. Has Benderama got his trophy yet? What's he due a trophy for? What did he win one of the end of season awards? He did, didn't he?
No, we did those ages ago. I imagine it's race room.
That?
I think it's race room trophies.
Race room?
Yeah.
What?
You remember that game that we used to do?
What? Crash Team Racing one. Like
Crash Team Racing. Yeah, that's it.
No, what a game that is, though, seriously. Why have we not done a league of that? McFly does the old cutback on Toasty Toad, who gets buttered, all ends up, Ryan, and he's not happy here. As Buzzwag comes through as well. Do you like that one?
Yeah, he's landed butter side down after that corner, and he's lost some serious positions. You could say, Jamie, he's been overdone, overcooked.
Yeah, you could say
Should we keep going? Should we keep going?
No. I think that's enough. Spiky Logic, you need to do a Wreckfest league.
I played Wreckfest for the first time this week because it's now added to Microsoft Game Pass. So I thought I'd download it. I'll have a little go. Underwhelming is what I'll say, Jamie.
Underwhelming?
Yeah, underwhelming, I'll give it.
Did you not see it as a league?
I wasn't really thinking about a league. I was just thinking, I've heard it's a lot of fun. But, what it made it feel like? Like the old school, like, racing games, like, a bit like that, where, I don't know, it just felt very 90s to me.
A bit like Race Room.
A bit like Race Room.
Like rubbish graphics and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but it's, it was okay. It was okay. It's okay. Anyway, let's move on.
Top news, yeah.
Yeah, but Ian, I do. Yeah, it's.
Don't get. You know what he's doing, mate.
Yeah, I do. But PC3's got more substance to it than Wreckfest. I have to
So
say.
easy.
Yeah.
Ian's got the fishing rod out. Oh,
Yeah,
I think you
that's
got a
true.
little hook there, Ian.
Yeah, I
Hey,
think he did.
didn't even need the bait this time, did he? Jesus. Straight on, that is. King Cody out there, Ryan. He's closing down Dazza, who's now up to second, as Tony's out the way, back down to fourth.
Okay.
Zerona, Ryan, a couple of seconds lead at the front. He has got that small penalty. It's early days. This, I think, is going to be a very interesting one. I feel like they're going to all stay fairly close until the rain and the pit stops come. And then it's anybody's game.
Oh, hang on.
Big mistake.
Hang on a minute. There's a
Mistake,
big
Ryan.
mistake from Dazza. He's gone very wide onto the gravel. Just about managed to hold onto the car and not slam it into the wall. But he's opened the door. He's literally said, "Do you want to walk on in?" He's given him a biscuit, given him some money as he's walked through, and just basically made it that he.
Is that what you did to your mate?
That came into my head.
Someone comes into your house like, "Oh, hi mate, yeah, thanks for coming round. Here's your biscuit." What do you mean? Oh yeah, I just get everyone that comes to my house, I just give them a single biscuit. Just as they enter.
It's the
Talking about,
first
"You
thing
want a
I
drink?"
don't know why it just came into my head. I just trying to riff it, and you know what?
Yeah, here's your custard cream. Thanks for popping by.
Talking of biscuits, though, we missed Snack Chat. Look what I had lined up. Look at these bad boys. Orange chocolate fingers from Dairy Milk.
Bad boy.
Oh,
Yeah, nice.
I'm going to have one now while we're talking about
Go on.
biscuits.
Yeah, treat yourself. Don't worry about it.
So anyway,
Professional.
Jamie, talk to me about what's happening in front of us here.
What? Jamie, you just talk about the race while I absolutely smash this chocolate into my face like a top professional. No worries, mate. No worries. Let's jump on with Dunks because he is still in that 10th place. Steg, though, has managed to break free of this battle, Ryan, and make a couple of places up to 8th. Interesting one to think about here is
he's
Nash
just
shift,
making a
Ryan.
mistake. Duncan's just making a mistake.
Yeah, Duncan ruffled tonight, Ryan. He knows the pressure. Just remember, though, it's reminding me that the emotion last week from Duncan when he won that race, right? That was one of the best interviews we've done.
So
it was
good.
so good. He was just so happy. And it just reminds you, why we're all doing this, really. Nashif, though, up in 5th, Ryan. Don't forget Nashif, joint on points with Theg, I believe.
Yep.
75 points. So he's the closest, actually, to Dazza at the moment in terms of the championship battles. Dazza's still got the upper hand, but Nashif, if he can keep those mistakes out, Ryan, he's always got a chance of winning races, doesn't he?
Yeah, but it's Nash shift, isn't it? That's the problem.
That's what I mean.
We know he's quick. We know he's got good single lap pace. He's a great lad. But he loves going off the track, and we don't know
Bloody
why.
loves biscuits.
Does he?
What's the best biscuit, Ryan?
Oh, God, here we go. We're going to start ruffles here. The best
we go.
biscuit.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what it's not.
biscuit. I
I'll
don't
tell you
want
what
options.
biscuit it's not.
Well, that's
One of
what I
those
asked.
rubbish,
Go on then.
nice biscuits. What the?
I
what
can't believe
get
you don't
out?
like them.
It's
They
not
are
I
so
don't-
nice.
It's not I don't like them. They're just pathetic as a biscuit. Like, it's not giving me enough, are they?
It's not that I don't like them. They're just pathetic. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
The best biscuit.
A biscuit, yeah, biscuit.
I don't know.
Hey, take your time. Take your time.
Yeah, I will.
Let's
I
get
will
some
take
thoughts
my
from the
time.
chat.
Yeah.
Let's get some thoughts from the chat.
Gold bar's a chocolate bar, though, not a biscuit, or is it?
Yeah,
What's the
I'm-
sort of
Gold bar.
a
I'm
gold
just going
bar?
to Google gold bar. I imagine I'm going to get an actual gold bar.
Sorry, Jamie, you don't know what a gold bar is.
I'm going to look it up now. to
Turn the
remind
stream
myself.
off. Turn the Ian, can you come and do this with me? We
That's
need to
the
get
chocolate
rid of.
bar.
Let's get
I mean,
rid of
that's
him.
100%.
Let's get rid of
That's
Jamie.
100% a chocolate bar. So
He doesn't know what a gold bar is. Get out,
I mean,
Jamie.
I
Get
do
in the
know what
sea.
it is. I mean,
Come on.
good.
It's a biscuit. Like penguin's not a biscuit, is it? This is what you've done, Jamie.
Yeah, I know. I knew exactly what I was doing, mate. That's why I did it. Liven that little prick up. Duncan, though, down there in 11th still. Let's jump on with Omer. So he's in the middle of this battle. He's got Fridge. Very carefully. Fridge just in behind him, Ryan. Good little sandwich here. Omer saw another one, Ryan, who on his day has got some serious pace out there and should really be pushing for those top 5-6 positions, I'd say.
Indeed. Percentage-wise, it's
Talk to
close,
me.
isn't it? A gold bar's
Get
got a
the
lot.
answer.
It's got quite a lot of
Oh.
chocolate on it. So percentage-wise, it's probably
also
like
it's too big
50-50
for a
between
biscuit.
chocolate and.
It's too big.
and
It's too big
biscuit,
to be a
but-
biscuit.
I don't know.
too
Oh,
big.
look at all these
You can't have a
biscuits.
biscuit that big, can
Biscuit
you?
connoisseurs coming into the channel, Jamie. It's apparently a biscuit.
Yeah.
No,
I knew this would get it going. Let me Google it. Is a gold bar a bit? Of course it comes up straight away. They consist of a crunchy biscuit centre.
Yeah, but is it a biscuit or is it a chocolate bar?
Let me go on the McVitie's website.
Yeah, you do that while I look on board with Omasaur here, who's got Frimode just up ahead in 9th place. Theg, who's going to absolutely devour this highlight stream with us talking about biscuits all night, in 8th place. He has got a penalty on his head though, further up the grid, but there's a decent gap to Toby Owen in 7th place. But King Kodiak has pulled out a little bit of a gap now to Dazza, but Tony's quite far behind now, and Jamie Nashif's still holding that 6th position, but he's got some work to do to get ahead of Waddell up to 5th place.
Biscuit bars, they're classified as on Tesco's. McVitie's very sensibly not specifying. They know the carnage they're going to cause with a debate like that. They're staying out of it. I mean, McVitie's, come on lads, take some responsibility. Bad of Pain, 16th place. Look at all these penalties, Ryan. Just scroll down the leaderboard for me as well on the stream.
Yeah.
There's little red dots everywhere, mate.
Yeah.
Lots of little. Am I seeing the first specks of rain? It's definitely getting darker. Are we seeing a little speck? Maybe not quite yet. I don't think it's going to be long though, Ryan.
No, exactly. It's sold on the biscuit. It goes in lunchboxes. It's a biscuit. Apparently, that's the classification, Jamie.
Sorry, is Ben Rama suggesting you couldn't put a chocolate bar in a lunchbox?
I mean, we're getting wild on the Twitch chat here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Biscuit
Lunchbox
ins
rules.
and outs, lunchbox rules. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Oh,
there's definitely rain now, Ryan. Here it comes. We've actually got Frimode very early into the pits, Ryan. He obviously saw the first possible little speck and just dived.
He's like the old Peter Kay classic, isn't it? It's spitting! Get inside, quick! Change your tyres! And Frimode straight in. Spiky Logic said, asked his wife, she says chocolate biscuit, which doesn't help at all.
I mean, Tesco's calls it a chocolate biscuit bar. Which is all of them, really.
I mean, technically, Ian, you could definitely dip a crunchy into a coffee.
Dip whatever the hell you want in there, mate.
That's a chocolate bar, isn't it? Just saying.
Is it, or is it a honeycomb?
Oh, Jamie, let's not go wild here.
Yeah.
The rain is here, though, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we care about here at the NoobGamerz. And Dazza, Jamie, has had an interesting last few laps because he's now 5 seconds off of King Kodiak. He's a couple of seconds in front of Tony, Waddell and Nashift. So it could start getting interesting now. Only a psychopath will put a
Who has a lunchbox as an adult?
Yeah, who knows? But anyway, Lapunka555 BitX, Jamie, is obviously loving the biscuit and race chat merged together that he's decided to drop us a follow this evening. So big up to you, my friend. Welcome to the stream. And, you know, we are talking about racing and we are talking about biscuits too, because that's what you get here. But look at all these little slugs, Jamie, driving into the pits. Oh, who was that who made a last minute decision not to go for it? Who was that? It was Duncan. Duncan was like, I'm going to follow them in. Oh, no, I'm not, and I'm going to stay out. So,
sorry, mate. I just had a little vision of, like, sitting down to watch Sky Sports F1, big race, real super professional. It's like 2 hours of, like, build-up with all these graphics and stuff. And then the commentators come on. Just the idea of one of them going, look at all these little slugs coming into the pits. Oh, look at this little slug, Hamilton. Well, fair enough in that case. But Cyclist, though, 9th place, Ryan. He's still out there battling with Crichton Alpha, and Christ on a bike. That was close. Crichton Alpha, indeed, makes the job easier for him by having a little dalliance into the grass.
Exactly. Legion says, I hope I've missed Snapchat. You have, so don't worry about it. We didn't even do it tonight, to be fair. You just ate. I just ate them. They're here. Orange fingers, dairy milk. Get them in my belly. That's all I'm going to say.
Still haven't got the best biscuit. Is that Ian's vote? Whether it's a biscuit or not. Let's say it's a biscuit. Is that Ian's vote for best biscuit then? Is it?
Obviously it is. Yeah.
Gold bar. Let's get some others. Legendary. What's the best biscuit available? Ryan, have you given me an answer?
I haven't, because I've been concentrating on the fascinating racing, Jamie. Of course. Yeah. King Kodiak and Daz are not going in the pits yet, though, Jamie. They're staying out there.
They are.
Whereas Tony
still out there and just in behind Weedle.
Yeah. So perhaps a few people going for a no pit strategy, maybe.
Ian, good point. He has 5 days by next week.
He knows.
Matt did say ginger fingers at the start. Yeah.
Ginger fingers.
Legionary gone chocolate-coated Garibaldi.
Oh,
You can tell he's an older
God.
chap.
I was going to say, it sounds horrendous.
Yeah.
King Kodiak, Dazza and Weddle in the pits, Jamie.
Yeah, Weedle, yeah, he's in the pits, yeah. If we could make Werther's original into a biscuit form, Legion would be all over that, wouldn't we? As Zerone out the pits now, Ryan, and working his way back through the field. So let's jump on with the King. The King's still very much in the pits, as is Dazza there.
Yep.
So you feel like Zerone, maybe not. Oh, this might be an opening, Ryan. This could be the opening that the King has been waiting for, as he is now coming out the pits. So let's keep an eye on this, Ryan. Let's see where Zerone is. It's going to be tight.
It's going to be
It's
very
going
tight.
to be tight. Call it, Ryan. Call it.
King Kodiak's going to come out ahead.
Oh, it's bloody tight. He's going so slow.
And Duncan's just come into the pits as well. There he is!
There he is!
There he is! Oh, that's so close!
Couldn't be closer, Ryan.
So
Couldn't
close.
be closer. Dazza comes out behind. So here we go. The King now needs to get up to speed in these wet conditions, Ryan. But that was, that was exciting.
It was. Legionary says, I've seen the shot. Yeah, fair enough, Legionary. Thunux caramel bars. I mean, they are a great. I mean, does it count? I mean, that's a stretch for a biscuit, isn't it? A Thunux caramel bar. That is. I mean, is that
it's basically anything with any sort of biscuit related content.
It's mainly wafer, to be fair, but it is covered in chocolate, and I class that as.
Would you class a pink wafer as a biscuit, though?
Yeah, that is a biscuit because it's got
but
no
it is
chocolate.
wafer.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's all wafer. There's no biscuit in there.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
This is a crazy world, isn't it? This is a crazy
See,
world.
Spiky Logic, he's on the same wavelength as me.
To be fair, though, Ryan, he is self-confessed that his logic is pretty spiky, so we can't necessarily guarantee. As Nashif now finally pits with toe, knee, Ryan, as the King is still hot on the heels of Zerone. This could be an interesting battle.
It certainly could be, as we've learnt that a pink wafer is Ian's favourite choice of meal out there at the moment. But King Kodiak, yes, in 8th place, in behind Zerone, and they're going to make their way.
He's got a point there, to be fair. It is a bit like that.
What is the point of them?
Once you've had one bite, like the first bite, he's like, okay, it's alright, it's a bit dusty, but it's alright. And then the next one is like, yeah, this is just soggy carb.
Yeah, exactly. Ian bloody loves a pink wafer, though.
Yeah, I mean, generally, yeah. I'm going to be bringing in a pack of pink wafers to Alton Park for sure, right?
You'll love that.
In August.
Right, King Kodiak versus Zerone for the top. Where's Dazza, Jamie? What's he got caught up in?
Bender Arm, I'll accept whatever that. To be honest, I'll accept it because I literally don't care. So I'm happy to accept anything. What about Biscoff, Ryan?
What about Biscoff?
The Lotus Biscoff things.
I mean,
are you a fan?
Well, it's a biscuit for a start.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying that. I was just saying, are you a fan?
Yeah, they're all right. Yeah, don't mind them. Don't mind them.
Yeah. You had the Biscoff flapjack the other day, didn't you? Also?
I did. Yeah, white chocolate and Biscoff flapjack as made by my beautiful wife. It was fantastic. Big news at the top though, Jamie. King Kodiak has picked up his own penalty. Nashif, having just pitted, is only a little bit behind Dazza.
Yeah, he is. King with 1 second, Zerone with a 2 second run, and here's Nashif. Nashif may be coming alive in the wet, Ryan. The Rainmaster, perhaps. Could we see that from Nashif? Could he steal this? I mean, he's going to need Dazza to have a big incident if he wants to win this title, Ryan. But could he try and at least get on the podium for this race?
It's a great opportunity for them both to do it here, with the two people ahead of them have got the penalties on them. As Jercast.
Go on.
Sorry, I can't quite read that. Jacastabar. There we go. I'm going to go for that. It says Go King and Toby. Yes, King Kodiak in second place and Toby Owen currently now down in 11th after the pit. So he's definitely lost out during that sequence of pits, it's fair to say, Jamie.
Yes, indeed. Duncan actually gained a little bit, though, up to 7th place. Steg down to 10th, right? So lots of positional moves, as we saw. Not something we've seen too often this season, is it? Nashif having a bit more pace than Dazza and keeping him honest there, right?
Most certainly, yeah. But we know Nashif on his day, he was literally voted by the community as being a single lap specialist. So we know how quick he can be, but it's doing it lap after lap after lap after lap where he, has often found that struggle. But, as you said, keeping Dazza honest at the moment, sticking in behind him. I can't quite remember, Jamie. What's Dazza generally like in the rain? My gut feeling tells me he's not quite the rain master he needs to be, but I could be wrong.
I think he's pretty solid in all conditions, but I would probably agree that the rain maybe isn't his optimal condition. Definitely he's got a bigger advantage to most other drivers in the dry, I'd say. But I think he's pretty consistent in most areas.
Yeah.
The King also keeping his own very honest, Ryan, so that could be... I mean, if the King wins this race, what a shout that will have been.
What's the penalties for Zerone? Should we have a quick check? Can we have a quick check?
2-1, Ryan.
2-1, okay.
So it's pretty close at the moment, but there is 24 minutes to go, of course.
Yeah.
Benderama Biscoffs are a decent biscuit, but I feel they were the weakest part of the Biscoff range at this point. Yeah, like a Biscoff cheesecake or something, right? Would you go for that?
He probably loves a Biscoff spread, does Benderama, I reckon. What's funny about that?
Did you, Mum? Ryan, I can't imagine you like a cheesecake, do you?
Not really, but you know.
No, I don't know
each
why. I
their
just had
own.
a feeling.
Yeah.
Yet another follower, Ryan, cannot get enough. They've come for the sim racing, Ryan. They've stayed for the absolute inane biscuit cake banter chat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Freeze TV. Welcome on board. Loads of followers tonight, all joining the NoobGamerz hype train. Great to have you on board this evening, taking you through the final race of our Project Cars 2 season, our 20th season, I might add. We've done this 20 times, 4 and 5 week seasons, 20 times over a 2-year period, because we're mental. And as the Airspeed Live's got straight with the times, Jamie, almost to 1,000. He knows the deal here.
Airspeed, he's been saying that for about 2 months. Dazza in rain in Bathurst 3 seasons ago. Domination. So,
yeah, but Bathurst is like
memory than us.
Dazza and Bathurst is like its own like competition in itself, isn't it? Bathurst. So it's like so unique.
Fear the mountain.
Fear the mountain, exactly. The mountain decides who wins.
That is true, yeah. That's crying out for Ryan up in 12th place. He's in behind Theg. Theg, maybe we built him up early doors, Ryan. And he definitely won't include this bit in the highlights. But he's not having his best race tonight, I'd say.
He's not, no, but he's still okay. He's in 11th place, not doing so bad. And Freeze says evening. Good evening, Freezen. As ever, any new follower, we always ask, where'd you come from? Where do you go? Where do you come from? Cotton Eye Joe, give us your story. Where have you found us? What are you, a sim racer? Are you not a sim racer? Or are you just here to look at my beautiful mug on stream? Who knows, Jamie? Who knows?
And of course, you know, no one's required to answer those questions.
Of course
if you just want to pop in and watch, no problem.
Yeah, exactly. But I do like to know. I'm always curious.
You are, yeah. You're a curious sort of guy. Yeah. The King, though, really putting the pressure on there, Ryan. Zerone here. Zerone driven a flawless full race evening so far, from practice to quali to the race, Ryan. But this is the closest test he's had so far. King looking pretty good in the rain here, I have to say.
And of course, he knows he doesn't have to make that pass. Of course, he's got that 1 second differential in the penalties, so he can just sit in just a second off, which he is just at the moment.
Yeah,
but he's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. He doesn't quite. He's getting quite close to getting outside of that now, and that just ticks over. Look, so as you said, Jamie, it's a risky race to run, just trying to stay within the penalty.
Well, yeah, I think it's way too far to go to do that, as Zerone starts to pick up a backmarker who very nicely gets out of the way of both of them, Ryan. So the battle can continue, but this one's changed, Ryan. It's not just continued, it's proceeded, with Nashif taking that final podium spot, 3rd place from Dazza. Dazza, who's straight onto the back of him, of course, but Nashif having a brilliant evening so far. Yeah,
Nashif racing very well, holding off Dazza, stopping perhaps the victory lap Dazza was expecting this evening, perhaps. He's currently leading the championship. He's going to go side by side into the corner. And Jamie, is 2 going to go into 1?
It's not. But Nashif much later on the break. Super brave from Nash there. Dazza definitely a bit tentative, making sure he didn't have any contact. So fair play, nice and clean from Dazza, conceding that he couldn't get that done. It looked for a moment like Dazza was going to just force his way through there with a brilliant move. But Nashif, fair play to him, right? Didn't give up on that. Hung it in there, late on the brakes, and he's got his reward so far. Now he needs to try and build that gap.
He does, but we know how quick Dazza can be.
We do.
Yeah,
do.
so he's a quick boy, so we'll have to see. And they've got, some fun to have in the next 90 minutes ahead. But Backy Jamie started at the back of the grid because of some technical issues, has clawed his way up the grid. He's in 19th place, and he's battling for 18th place with McFly 88. Talk to me.
Oh, well, McFly's having his own battle on Omasaur in front of us, right, as well there. All sorts of battles. No, I do apologise. That was Took and Omasaur having a battle. And there we go. I think that's Took going wide there, is that?
Took.
There
Oh,
it is.
Tukey.
Took
Poor
losing
old
3
Tukey.
places with that mistake, right?
Oh, he'll be absolutely devastated by that.
Probably
And
quitting him, wouldn't he?
he'll know that Ian's just sat there watching, and he's seen
He's
that
waiting
happen
for
live.
that.
And then Ian will just be like a dog with a bone for the whole week saying, but you did lose 3 places in one corner, so, you're not good. So, yeah, it's probably the worst thing that could have happened to Jamin. We've seen it live.
We have. Ian's probably gone, mate. He's probably bald by now, so he might have got away with it. McFly, though, straight onto the back of Backy, Ryan. Backy, yeah, like you said, making good progress, actually, considering where he was forced to start from.
Yeah, certainly was. Yeah, looking good out there tonight in the wet conditions. Nashif still holding off Dazza at the moment, although both of them, to be fair, are quicker on the pace ahead of Tony and Waddell and Duncan, who are the chasing pack. Duncan's got some serious work to do and some serious praying to the racing gods to do if he is going to overturn Dazza for this championship now with only 18 minutes to go. But Toby Owen, Jamie, did qualify pretty well, it has to be said, but down in 12th place, and that's not normally where we're used to seeing him.
Yeah, he did qualify very well, didn't he? And didn't have the best of starts, losing a few places. Now back down to 12th, like you said, fighting with a very good Crichton Alpha. But you feel like his pace is up there, right? If he can collect a lap together, he'd be moving up through this grid and definitely looking like he's putting the pressure on Crichton to do just that. We can see just in front of us more battles going on. There's still many little sub battles and groups out there, Ryan. It's a very competitive race so far.
It certainly is, as the two of them go side by side down the straight, and Toby Owen does move out, relents, gives up the position, and lets the more experienced Crichton Alpha go on ahead, but Toby Owen channeling his inner DJ, getting the deck spinning round, and he has cost himself the opportunity to grab 11th place, and Frimo has to be very careful of oncoming traffic, but he just about gets the job done. I was just about to say, Jamie, Crichton Alpha, perhaps because of his experience, might be able to just muster Toby Owen out of that battle, and Toby Owen, taking a fall in the rain, so maybe not as well practiced in the wet conditions as he would have liked.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to make that mistake in these conditions, isn't it? So, just especially when he was pushing on there, trying to get the pass done. The King, though, straight back onto the back of Zerone, but still unable to get that move done, Ryan, and get through. This one could run with 16 minutes to go. Let's have a quick penalty check. Still the same situation.
Although King Kodiak can't get through in 2nd place, though, Jamie, Dazza has got through in 3rd place, so he's back up now. He's taken over Nashif again, so we don't know whether that was a genuine pass. We don't know whether it was a mistake. Looking at the last lap times, they've both been very close, but there has been a change for that final podium position, and Nashif now is the chaser, with Dazza, the one being hunted down once again with 16 minutes on the clock to go, Jamie. What other battles have we got going out there at the moment?
I can give you Bada Pain and Fridge here, Ryan, for 14th and 15th.
How long could I do that for, do you think?
I don't know, maybe like 30 seconds? Should I time you?
No, let's not do that. But anyway, yes, he is in a battle with the Fridge, the Anchor, as he's been known by many members of the community. They still don't really get that one, but I think he called himself, I think one of his friends in the chat called him the Anchor, because he's always like dragging everything down, but never quite understood it myself. But anyway, we know that nickname exists. We don't know why, but he's going to try and hold on to the back of Bada Pain here and make this move count.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So there we go. Sorry, the nickname segue there, Ryan, has just thrown me off a little bit. But he's getting it done on the Anchor, who's dropped it clearly and slowed himself down there to let Bada Pain through. Backy also catching up with this pack. We were on with him a second ago, Ryan. He's still making good progress, hanging on to the back of Omasaur, and those two are reeling in that pack together. Weedle on a charge here, though, Ryan, as Tony succumbs, but Weddle Weedle's going to go wide in that puddle there, Ryan. We talked about at the bottom of the hill there, starting to build, starting to get a bit of an issue. 14 minutes to go. It could get pretty big as Tony blasts his way back through.
He certainly does. Pedro, Jamie, he joined us a couple of weeks ago, didn't he? He dropped in, he said hello, it's all good. And now he's dropped us a follow, so welcome, Pedro. Good evening to Boa Matty as well, who just says, wow, and he just must be taken away by the sheer brilliance of the stream. And Jimmy H. Official, just for those of you who don't know him, he is our leader, he is our founder, and he loves to call us knobheads, but he does at the same time drop us a subscription for the 25th month. Mental, Jamie, mental.
I don't know if Matty was reacting to Jim saying no.
Maybe. Wow. Yeah, wow. But anyway, good evening, Boa Matty. Good evening, Jimmy. And good evening to Legionary, who says, Nas est la chasseur. What does that mean, Jamie?
Nash. Nash is the chaser.
There you go. Good. I knew you were good with your French. So here we go. 13 minutes to go. Who's going to win this race? Zerone is in the driving seat, quite literally.
Big issue for King, though.
And yeah, as you said, Jamie, he's going to be struggling now to catch him, isn't he?
Big mistake. Yeah, we didn't see it on camera, but that looks like a big mistake for the King. He was really putting the pressure on onto Zerone, but he's had a big issue there, and he's now 4 seconds off that lead. Let's just check those penalties again. Still the same. He's got a 1 second penalty delta. However, he's 4 seconds behind now, right? 13 minutes to go. He needs to get his charge on if he wants to prove my early prediction correct, which of course he does. Probably all he cares about.
That is probably all he cares about. Jamie, you're going to have to... Jimmy S9 giveth ein... okay. And Jimmy est un tête de bouton. Again, I didn't realise you spoke Spanish, Legionary. So, it'd be good to understand, what that says.
Spanish?
The joke from Anchorman. No, it's lost on you. Okay, don't worry about it. Mr. Rich in 9th place, so Jamie. Hunting down Psycho Lizard for 8th.
Yeah, it's getting very highbrow in here, Ryan. Let's bring it back down. Come on, tell a penis joke or something. Where's he in when you need him?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Mr. Rich, we've not seen him much tonight. Also Lizard, actually, but these two running very well up in the top 10 here. Battling for that position. Penalties again. Let's have a quick check. Duncan with a 1 in 7th. Psycho Lizard with a 2 second penalty. So Mr. Rich actually looking pretty decent here for this position behind the Lizard Man.
The Lizard Man, indeed. Yeah, 12 minutes to go. Mr. Rich, again, has had a pretty solid season, it has to be said, Jamie, if we just have a little check over at this points tally. Mid-pack, 16th place, didn't do so well last week. Before that, solid top half competitor, in race number 1, nearly in the top 5 as well. So he's had a good season. Last week didn't go so well. I think he had a disconnection early doors, a crash early doors. But anyway, Jamie, what's the for? Talk to me.
Psycho Lizard now down to 11th, Ryan.
Ooh,
had a big issue running off the track, and he's lost 3 places there, back down to 11th. So not going well for him, as I was just giving him the big love for being in the top 10. He's thought, no, I'm not happy with that. I don't want the adoration from the fans, from the community, from my heroes in the comms box. I'm going to chuck myself out of the top 10.
Yeah, he's a fine gentleman of the community, giving someone else the opportunity to have a top 10 position. Spiky Logic, yeah, he made a mistake, my friend, and he's a little bit off the pace now. He's got some work to do, as our King Kodiak does, but in fairness to him, Jamie, he was a little bit further behind than that, and he is slowly sort of reeling in. He's sort of going to have to be hoping for some mistakes, though. There is a 1 second difference in their penalty, but he has got some work to do with 10 minutes to go. I think... just look at that last sentence from Jamie, and you can sort of understand what's going on without really understanding what's going on, can't you?
There's 2 key words, Ryan.
Yeah.
Pick out from that sentence.
Yeah. Exactly.
Amaranth. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
And can you guess what the second word I'm going to go for?
Is it 9?
It's not. It's actually Spunkingtons.
Okay, good.
So those are the 2 key words that you don't really need much more context, actually.
No.
Once you've nailed those 2 down.
Yeah, exactly. You're all good.
Okay.
Theg, though, Jamie, he's getting past Mr. Rich. He's making a mockery of our previous prediction, with Mr. Rich running wide and Theg snapping up that position and getting the move done.
Yeah, Speed Live's thinking, what have I let myself into?
Yeah. What is this community? Who are these people?
Yeah, what is happening here? Weird little English people. Mr. Rich, yeah, he's now about down to 11th. These guys are swapping positions like it's bloody swingers night, Ryan. Absolutely crazy out there. Theg, Psycho, Rich, none of them want that top 10 position, Ryan.
Sorry, I was just a little bit sick of my mouth when you mentioned this community and swingers. I mean, what a horrendous thought that is. Imagine having to like be in a room with Ian swinging. Like, oh god, makes me feel
what do you mean imagine?
sick.
That's what the last staff meetup was all about.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, true.
Right.
Oh no!
Massive.
Oh my goodness!
Massive news, Ryan. Nashift is in 3rd place. Dazza now down to 7th. If he's got any damage and he drops any more places, with Duncan in 6th as well, this championship could suddenly, and he is struggling, Ryan. This championship could be about to seriously hotten up right at the end here.
Oh my word. Wow, wow, wow. Being in a room with him would leave me swinging from the ceiling. Wow. Yeah, Benderama summing up Ian's personality there. No, SV'd right, live, just, get us clear. There is nothing wrong with Amaranth. Jimmy just has an unhealthy obsession. Not only does his bank balance take a bit of a beating, but as you can imagine, something else upon his body takes a beating around her too.
His relationship?
And it's unhealthy.
His relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello to Mrs. Jimmy H official watching at home tonight.
Again, she definitely doesn't watch.
No.
None of our partners watch. Let's be totally honest here.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're
they?
doing what they should do as wives and looking after our children. I'm joking. I just couldn't help myself. But they are doing that though, so Anyway. Duncan in 6th place, Jamie. Dazza seems to be struggling though, doesn't he?
Yeah, what a fascinating one. It just wants to spice it up for us. Right at the death here, right? He does have a 10-second gap back to Crichton Alpha in 8th place, so he does have a decent gap there. But if he makes another mistake like that, there's then 4 or 5 cars all very close together, and he looks like he's prone to a mistake, Ryan.
He's got a bit of lag or something going on.
I wonder whether it's lag. Yeah, we have seen Dazza have connection issues.
Oh my, Jamie, imagine if he DC'd from this race. That would be devastating for Dazza if that happened, so let's hope it doesn't. Will Abby be doing that while you're doing that out and Coke and Hookers Party? Yeah, probably. It's all good. That's if I make it, of course. I do need to allow myself the 5 working days to make my decision. Yeah, 4 days now.
Oh, it's working days, is it?
It's working days, yeah. I mean, let's be fair. Yeah.
Oh,
sure. Jamie doesn't nearly gone again!
Oh, wow, Ryan. Ryan.
Just imagine how much sweat is on Nashift's hands right now.
Yeah. Wow.
Duncan must be kicking himself as well.
Yeah. Wow. I can't bother to read that wall of text from Benderama. Right? Could you read it out to me, please?
To sum up the sort of person who hangs around here, T. Kingsley, during Ian's 24-hour race, signed up to some woman's stream, waited through the 10-minute chat timeout, told her the banana bread she was baking looked dry as fuck, then left. I mean, it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting way to spend your time. I'll give him that. Yeah. So, welcome to all the new people joining the community this evening. We're not weird, honest. But Dazza, Jamie, 7th place, struggling.
Oh, really struggling, Ryan. I don't think it can just be lag, can it? I mean, maybe he did pick up some damage because we didn't see the first issue that caused him to drop right down from 2nd, right? Or 3rd even. But so maybe he did tap a wall and pick up some damage, or maybe come together with a back mark or something. But he's definitely struggling. Definitely.
So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. But welcome everyone tonight. We've got 5 minutes to go. And if you are new here, of course, we will be speaking to the top 3 racers and the overall championship winner, whoever that will be at the end of this race. So stick around post-race for post-race reaction as we head back to the NoobGamerz studio. But with 5 minutes to go, Zerone is leading the way comfortably now as King Kodiak has had a few laps of struggling, which could start playing into Nashift's hands if that continues. Because Nashift could really do with all the extra positions tonight to give his championship hopes a big old boost. But Mr. Rich is making light work of the Psycho one as he grabs himself a 10th place by overtaking Mr. Lizard, Jamie.
Absolutely, yeah. Nashift, just to confirm, needs a 9-point swing against Dazza to equal him on the championship table, at the 10-place swing to take the lead of the title, right? So Dazza, I mean, he's hanging in there at the moment, right? But as we've said, if he keeps making those mistakes, he's going to get sucked into this Crichton Theg Rich Psycho battle, and all of a sudden he could quickly lose 4 places there, which would be very saucy.
He could. So he needs to just hold it together for the final 4 minutes. Maybe that's what he's doing, James. Maybe he's just giving us a bit of drama just for the sake of it.
Yeah, maybe.
But we'll
maybe
see.
it is. But Zerone, you have to say, Ryan, driven an absolutely flawless race so far.
He has, yeah, very good at the top of the leaderboard. Solid times in the wet as well. 2:04, just knocking them out for fun. Benderama says neither Dazza or Nashia have penalties, which shakes up the standards a bit. It does, but I don't think King Kodiak's penalties. I think it's only still a second, isn't it, Jamie?
Yeah, second, yeah. They're all very small penalties.
Yeah, they're all very small, so I don't think it's going to shake up things too much. But we shall see. Although Dazza has just pulled it together with a 2:07, same as Tony, so he is sort of coming round to doing all right. But we're on board with Badapane, who's in a battle with the dinosaur one, Omasaur, in 14th place, and he wants it, he craves it, he needs it, but does he deserve it, Jamie?
Well, only one way to find out, and that's to see if we can get it done out there on the track, where men become heroes, Ryan. Oh, an Omasaur! Struggling with those big, long dinosaur legs to get some grip there, Ryan.
Well,
I mean, do you think he likes being called?
Depends what dinosaur it is, to be honest.
What would you say? What sort of dinosaur would you say Omasaur is?
Ankylosaurus.
Yeah, give me your logic.
Very steady, does a great job, but nothing too fancy.
What does the Ankylosaurus do?
Well, it's armoured. It can keep itself safe. It's good at keeping itself out of trouble. And it's just a solid, meaty dinosaur.
This is sort of run-of-the-mill solid dinosaur, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but it has the ability, because of its strength, to shine when the time comes.
I love that I can chuck this at you, and you've gone all in there, and I can't fault you. Fair play, mate. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Crying out for it in a great battle here with Theg running right up to the limits of the track, Ryan. He's pushing Theg all the way around. Theg coming back to block. Crichton running slightly wide in consequence, but not a problem. These two, I imagine they're best friends. I'm just going to build the narrative. I don't care whether it's true or not. Yeah. Best friends off the track, Ryan. Big rivals on the track. Is this going to ruin their real life friendship if they ever come together right now?
I love just making up narratives on the spot. Yeah. But no, I think they'll be fine, as is the strength of hashtag community here at the NoobGamerz. They'll just brush it off and go. They'll shake hands and say, what a race that was. Well done, my friends, if anything happens. But they're going to race hard for the final 2 minutes. Matal Akame says, apparently, Fuse found some boost juice and lost his clutch. What's going on with Fuse tonight, Jamie?
Fuse down in 25th place as he slides his way around there. Yeah, 25th for Fuse Wolf. He's got 20 seconds gap in front of him, a 50-second gap behind him to Roughneck, having a pretty lonely race right now, I'm afraid. I tell you who's not, though. Leeson, Ryan, he's gradually closing in on the Toasty Toad himself, who's just ahead of us there, Ryan. Just over a second away.
Okay, so got some work to do to catch him up. I mean, I thought you would just, those things that go into the oceans, I thought you would just go in like rivers, like a really bad way of saying rivers. But yeah, I mean, don't start putting corner names on me, Benderama. You know
what has happened there?
You know what happens with me, mate.
What's gone on there? I don't know what's gone on there.
I don't know, Jamie. Who knows?
Right.
All I do know is there's 1 minute 15 seconds left, and this utter madness will be over.
Yeah, it looks like Dazza's going to bring it home just about, Ryan, but it certainly will be pretty close at the end here.
I'm glad I can evoke that sort of feeling from Benderama as Mr. Rich tries to evoke another feeling inside himself to grab himself 10th place. He's desperate for it. Feeling? He's craving it. He's absolutely willing himself. He's pushing his car mentally and physically forward, Jamie, because he wants 10th place. But is he going to get it?
I mean, it's certainly possible. Let's have a quick penalty check. Cyclers with that 2 second, Mr. Rich with nothing, so he's looking pretty good at the moment, right? Benderama as a mid-tier manager, and as we talked about before, a self-professed fan of the everyday morning Zoom call team, like what do you call it? Wake-up call or something?
Energizer.
You don't really call it that.
Yeah.
The daily Energizer, Benderama. He definitely will be telling those sort of absolute zingers in the Energizers, won't he? The whole Zoom call is just like really silent after.
Today's Energizer was
he doesn't even notice.
Today's Energizer was a sweet quiz. It was the alphabet of sweets and chocolate bars, actually, from A to Z. Just showed you a letter of each of the packaging for them. And you had to see how many you could get. That was a bit of fun, isn't it?
Every day. Literally,
Yeah.
you must have to employ someone full time to come up with the content for these daily quiz things.
No, we take it in
You
turns.
could save yourself a fortune, mate.
We all just take it in turns. It's my turn
You
today.
could be selling at least 10 extra boilers if you didn't
Yeah,
do
but it's
this.
bringing the team together. We've learnt a lot about each other, despite not being in the office, Jamie. It's what it's all about, yeah?
Drama! That is... I mean, that's just mean, Ryan. But, you
It's
know,
a
that's
little bit
beyond
too
banter.
far, but, you know.
That's just being actually mean, isn't
Actually
it?
mean, yeah.
Anyway, I forgot about the race. Zerone has won it.
Flash Bang Bon has dropped us a lovely little follow. They were obviously enthralled Jamie by the action that we're showing him in this evening. So many follows tonight. But yes, welcome, my friend. And again, I'll say it to everyone who follows us. Where'd you come from? Where'd you go? Where'd you come from? Tell us your story. We love to know where people come from, how they found us, why they're here, whether they sim race. But as Jamie quite rightly says, you can ignore that and just say absolutely nothing if you want to. But with 90 seconds to go of the official race being completed, stick with us here live in the NoobGamerz studios as we will be heading back to talk to our top 3 drivers tonight in Zerone, who's tonight's winner, King Kodiak second, and Nashift in third. But they're still racing out there, Jamie. They're not messing around.
Well, Mr. Rich does jump up to 10th, claiming that final top 10 spot courtesy of Cyclist's penalty right at the death there. And I think everyone is pretty much done right. So Zerone with a fantastic drive. King Kodiak comes second. I mean, I'm still having that prediction. He's been nowhere for 2 weeks. I've plucked that one out, right?
Well, did King Kodiak win?
Well, he came pretty
No,
close.
Factually, yes or no, did King Kodiak win?
No.
So who did you predict to win the race?
King Kodiak.
And did he win the race?
He didn't win the race.
Okay, so you're incorrect. Good.
Correct.
40 seconds to go. We're just waiting for the leaderboard to come in. But well done, Nashid, who's in the chat. Says that was hard. Yeah, it was certainly a tough race out there tonight. But
Good
well
race,
done
though, Nash.
on your experts. Toasty Toad is pretty happy with his results this evening as well. And Airspeed Live says, I'm in the UK. Find you by searching Project Cars 2. Where am I going? Podium. I like it. Airspeed Live is getting straight in. He's going to come and join next season, and he's going to start getting some podiums. Good lad. Right, the final standings of tonight. Zerone gets the win. King Kodiak second. Although, can I edit this for Jamie so it says first so he feels like he's right?
I don't need that, mate, in my life.
But it's Nashif third. Weddell grabs a 4th position, Duncan finishing 5th in the end, ahead of Tony, Dazza, Crichton, Alpha Theg, and Mr. Rich, who end up with the top 10 positions this evening. Beyond then, we've got Psycho Lizard Baki, who finished 12th place, Jamie, after starting at the back of the grid.
Amazing.
Great result for him. Omasaur in 13th, Badapane 14th, Fridge in 15th, Buzzerwack 16th. We got McFly, Took, Toasty Toad, and Elison rounding out the top 20. And beyond those boys and girls, we got Toby Owen, Jamie. He's fallen from grace after a great qualifying session down to 21st. Roki Blokey, Ethan, Fusevolve, and Roughneck 1. But as a reminder, it's Zerone, King Kodiak, and Nashift who will be joining us live in the NoobGamerz studios as we go to Benderama's favourite place on earth, the VIP bar. Let's do this. Woo! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the NoobGamerz studios. We're in the NoobGamerz VIP bar. Grab yourself a menu, grab yourself a drink, tell us what you're drinking, tell us what you're thinking. Jamie, what are you thinking tonight?
I'm thinking how pleased I am that both Airspeed Live and Freeze, 2 new followers and viewers of the stream tonight, they've both chucked themselves in the Discord, Ryan. They're straight in. They can't believe it. Good. And here we go. Let me pop the link for anyone else who's lurking by and fancies getting involved in that almost 1,000 strong Discord community, Ryan. Really enjoyable race there. Dazza giving us a little bit of spice at the end there, making it slightly interesting for the overall championship, but ultimately doing enough, Ryan, to win the title, it looks like, pending the official points confirmation, of course. But it's time we speak to our victors this evening. Up first, into the bright lights of the VIP bar, will be Nashift, who came 3rd in this evening's race, and he's always got a smile on his face wherever he finishes. And here he is, live in the studio. Nashift, number 1, welcome. Number 2, well done on your result tonight.
Thanks, boys. It was tough today. The Beamers were quick. Beamers had such an advantage around the track, so I think I did quite well. I had a good race with Dazza. Unfortunately, the rain got the better of him, but I think he's the champion this season again. So congratulations to him. Massive congratulations to Zerone tonight. He was rapid. He was the quickest guy out there today. So yeah, big and King obviously coming second. So.
It was a great race for you, Nash. Really impressive stuff tonight. One question though, we quite often talk about maybe you're prone to the odd little mistake.
Yeah,
well, but for some reason, in like quite tricky conditions where we're seeing a lot of people make mistakes and stuff, you tonight absolutely flawless. What was the difference?
Nothing. I didn't really practice that much this week either. I practiced quite a lot I practiced quite a lot last week, and for some reason the conditions were slightly different, so sort of didn't really help. Because I think at one point I was in first, and it was pitch black with a blizzard, and because there was no one behind me, I couldn't see the track, so I ended up spinning out the first time.
Don't know what you're talking about, Nash.
I'm not blaming you boys at all. I mean, professionals, you boys.
Yeah, exactly.
That sort of mistake.
So maybe tonight then, Nash, just maybe a little bit more relaxed, a little bit less pressure on yourself, and you just, just felt your way through it tonight and got the job done, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Weedle was me. I think me and Weedle. I don't know how you spell it. Weddle, Weedle, or whatever.
Don't start, Nash. We have this every week.
Let's not get into
it. But me and him were sort of equal pace, and I had to take a slowdown just before he went in the pits, and I just thought, I'll just eke another lap out of it, and hopefully I can jump him, and it worked out. So I think I stayed out 2 laps longer than Zerone and that as well. So that really helped. Otherwise, I don't think I would have been up there.
Yeah, well, you smashed it, mate. Congrats. Are we going to see you maybe tackle the ACC League next season?
I may be coming in. The issue I've got, though, is because obviously I've got other commitments. I can only really do one racing.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Right, what is he talking about?
I don't know. I mean, we literally spend all of our days in the studio, so we don't know anything else other than the new game.
It's because I fund the studio with my
to be fair, yeah.
Yeah, no. If I do race ACC next season, I won't race Project Cars next season. So it's one of those. I haven't decided yet.
Nice,
okay,
nice. Well done, mate.
Well, the good news is, Nash, we've already decided for you because ACC is full, so tough. Stuck with Project Cars, so yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Done. Anyway, Nash, have a good evening, my friend. Well done again tonight.
And you boys, take care.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Cheers. So yeah, just a reminder, Jamie, ACC's full. Let's not try and move people across to a championship they're not even can enter. Yeah, come on.
Listen, I'll do what I want, mate. Alternative. Who do you want next? The big boy, the king?
Let's get King Kodiak in.
Here he comes.
So close to banishing the life out of myself and making Jamie victorious this evening with his prediction that King Kodiak would win, and he's only gone and bottled it and got second place. King Kodiak, how'd you feel?
I will be eternally damned for letting you down. But that was good fun. But I couldn't touch Zerone. Zerone's pace was just electric all night. Thoroughly deserved win. Really enjoyed having a scrap with Dazzler as well in the early parts. The rain, I was confident enough in the wet conditions. So Snowy Silverstone knackered me over royally. So I was wanting to get back in the comfort zone, and yeah, everything just fell into place. But I just couldn't overcome Zerone. Nothing I did could overcome his pace. Well deserved win. Yeah,
that's what I was banking on. King saying to Ryan at the start of the stream, you'd had maybe a couple of weeks where you were slightly off the pace for what we saw, of course, winning race 1. So I just had a feeling that this might be the night you brought it back, and you were so close. I mean, you're saying you couldn't get past him. There was quite a lot of the second half of the race where you were glued to the back of him. One quick question: do you think if you'd managed to jump him in the pits, to which you were very close to doing, do you think you would have been able to hold him behind you?
Possibly, because our pace was so close. And overtaking in the wet at Imola, you have to pretty much banzai it and hope. But it was the puddles. It was the puddles in that second chicane that knackered me. And they're really nasty everywhere, as I'm sure you noticed. I might have been able to, but it would have proven to be a hell of a scrap. But sadly, due to the aforementioned bottle, we didn't get a chance to see it.
Well, there we go. So season 21 up next, King Kodiak. None of us know what it's going to be. What would you like it to be?
Alas, this will be my last as a regular for a little while, as I have a commentary commitment coming up in March, so I won't be able to sign up as a regular until that's done. But I am looking to get back into doing track guides, so I'm continuing to contribute to this wonderful community in which we find ourselves. So I might be able to do a couple of reserve races, but what would I like to see? Oh, what haven't we had in a while? Maybe I know we've done caterings before. What would maybe the back mono would be an interesting one. A couple of the road cars are quite fun. Maybe something like the Audi A1. Maybe like a slower road car rather than like the Clio, for instance.
A few options then, basically. A few options.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know single seaters are a little bit divisive. I mean, like the Lotus 49 is great fun to chuck around, but it's very unforgiving for less experienced drivers. But I'd happily. There's most things I would like to see, unless it's something crazy like the drift cars. They may be a little bit too much to handle.
The Audi A1 and the Clio, King Kodak, of course, cars that you may expect to see in, I don't know, your sort of typical Asda car park, which I've been asked to ask you about.
Thank you, Took.
What this means.
Thank you.
Can you enlighten us live on stream as to what that is, or do you not want to? Because I actually genuinely don't know. So if you don't want to, that's fine.
I'm happy to, but the legend is far more interesting than the truth. Basically, I can't remember. It was couple of months ago, I came off my my scooter when it was very, very icy and slippery. I came off and smacked my knee on the ground, but I was only doing maneuvering speeds, so it really wasn't that interesting to look at. But Took found it hilarious and has run with it since. So it's a case of, yes, I was wheeling with one hat on my head. The legend is far more interesting than the truth.
And how are you feeling now? Is it all recovered? Or?
Oh yeah, it's fine. It hurt for a while afterwards, but Took's just run with it. So
well, there we go. Thanks, mate.
We've all learned something tonight, so there we go. Well done again, King Kodiak, second place tonight, and we'll let you go and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you for letting me in the hallowed ground once again. Thank you very much for your wonderful work and all those behind the scenes. Well done to our drivers, and well done to, I believe, is Daz's championship. So, great effort to Dazza. It's a shame that Bobby couldn't continue. It's a great shame because I think it would have been a wonderful scrap with him as well. But yeah, the night belongs to Zerone. The championship belongs to Dazza. Well done, everybody. And that's it, I think.
Thanks, mate.
Well done. Cheers.
See you later.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
So, finally, here we go. The moment Zerone has been waiting for, Jamie. Firstly, is he in the Discord?
Of course he is. He's coming in right now. Ryan, you ready?
Hero.
3, 2,
1. Zerone!
Hey.
We got him.
We got him. Race winner, Zerone. How does that sound?
It sounds. I'm very happy about that. Sounds very good to me.
Zerone, it was the full Monty for you tonight. Practice, qualifying, race, dry, rain. It didn't matter what was out there tonight. Why were you just so much quicker than everyone else?
Honestly, in quali, I noticed that some of the others had pitted, and so I just went back to the pits as well, and I kind of looked at the guys closest to me. I looked at their lines, and I noticed that they weren't quite taking the same path as I was through the first chicane, and I think that was pretty much it for qualifying. It was just through the first chicane I was much quicker, and that's basically why I didn't go out again, because I didn't want to show them how to take that chicane.
Interesting. I like it. Yeah, I like it.
That was actually a thing I was thinking about during the race too, because they were right behind me, right? And I was like, I should try and open the gap a bit more before I actually do the proper line through there. I didn't really get to do that because I didn't really get to open much of a gap, but I was thinking about it. And then during the wet, I think King was probably as fast as me.
So basically what he's saying is you were just toying with them and you could have gone a lot quicker if you wanted to.
I think so, but I mean, there's always a risk. I was just playing it safe,
Yeah.
As long as they weren't catching up or passing me, I wasn't gonna risk it, because the first lap I got a penalty on the first corner and I didn't want to do that again, so I tried to be conservative through there.
Yeah, I mean, I like the live analysis during qualifying, right? That's the reason.
Yeah.
He's winning races.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
well done, Zerone. A great race tonight and a great championship overall. Will you be joining us for next season?
Yeah, I think so.
Good times. Good times.
It's great to have you on
Did-
board.
You
So
didn't,
yeah.
you didn't by any chance bet on who would win this race, did you?
Yeah, well, I'll let Jamie talk about that one actually. Jamie, who did you bet on to win tonight's race, mate?
Well, I don't like to pick the obvious ones because otherwise it's just a bit boring. I went for King. I thought he might recover some of his because he had a rough couple of weeks, but he won the first race. I thought it's his time to come back, and he was pretty close to Rome, but ultimately, he's, as he said himself, there was just no touching you tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like he was faster than me through a lot of the lap, but especially the last chicane, I felt like I took a lot back. So yeah, I didn't really feel like I was faster, but I was pretty nervous there for a while because I had the 1 second more penalty. So,
yeah, we certainly were keeping an eye on it. But to be fair, King Kodiak and Nashift, who came second and third tonight, of course, both sent their wishes and praises on to you for a great race tonight. They're obviously impressed with what you did out there and very well deserving of your first place. So well done. And we'll look forward to seeing you hopefully for season 21.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zerone. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
So there we go. There's your 3 victors, Jamie. Have we got time to congratulate our champion this evening in Dazza?
No, he's gone.
Okay, that's that then. Well done to Dazza. You won the championship. Shame we can't celebrate with you, but I'm sure the Discord will be alight with your praise as you take home the glory of tonight's championship win. But there is, of course, the biggest prize yet to give out, and that is tonight's driver of the day as we head down to the NoobGamerz Disco and get our freak on. Let's go, people. Well, 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 the crowd behind me are going wild for another fantastic night out on the track. We crowned a champion, we crowned a winner, and all had a good lot of fun, didn't we, Jamie?
Well, all of us apart from Benderama, of course, but we know how allergic to fun he is, Ryan, so he was probably quite happy, actually, to be in this position. He secretly loves it, doesn't he? Yeah, great season yet again, Ryan. 20 of them done. I say it every time, that's probably too many, but I have a feeling we're going to crack on and do number 21.
We certainly are. 21st season coming inbound very soon next week. But as I said earlier, there's still one question on my lips, Jamie. Tonight, who is going to be today's driver of the day?
Tough one as always, Ryan, but I think we mentioned him a few times. And particularly at the end, you mentioned him, and it took me by surprise, actually. I'm going to go for Baki tonight. An absolutely fantastic drive. Came in late to qualifying because of issues with his wheel not working, so couldn't set a lap. Ended up starting plumb last. Managed to finish 12th place. I mean, that is a fantastic race from Baki.
Absolutely, yeah. What a recovery race from last on the grid in qualification to grab himself a very well-deserved 12th place. So big up to Baki this evening, who grabs today's driver of the day. Hopefully, he'll send him home with a recognition that we noticed his efforts tonight. But that's it for your Thursday night entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. We're all done and dusted live from the NoobGamerz studios. ACC League was completed on Monday. Project Cars 2 League completed tonight, Jamie. I guess we do it all over again next week and just start some new leagues, do we?
Oh, I guess so. Should we change games again and just mix it up just for a laugh?
What do you reckon? What should we do next week?
Maybe shift some days around.
Yeah.
Shift some games around and just see. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, what can we do? Bit of Football Manager.
Football Manager and Sea of Thieves. We'll do that next week. Yeah, let's do it.
Sea of Thieves and Football Manager on a Wednesday and a Friday.
Perfect. Done. Right, we'll see you on Wednesday. No, we're joking. We'll be back on Monday, of course, with another jam-packed grid. Because as Jamie said earlier, 50 drivers we're going to have to keep an eye on in a multi-class league. We're not going to be able to cope, are we?
I might have to take Monday off work, mate, to mentally prepare.
Oh, mental. Absolutely mental. What
it's
are we doing?
It's going to be great fun, though, isn't it? It's going to be great fun.
It will. Yeah, we've got some interesting tracks, some interesting cars, some brand new drivers, and you can catch up with all the action on your Monday night's entertainment. 8 p.m. is the time, and of course, NoobGamerz.tv is the place. So we'll hope to see you there. But for now, have a fantastic weekend. Keep yourself safe, everyone. And once again, we really do appreciate everyone who followed, subscribed, sat back and enjoyed the action. Because, Jamie, it makes it worth it, doesn't it?
Well, I bloody hope so, mate.
Don't sound too upbeat about it, yeah?
I absolutely love it.
That's better. Come on, people. We're going to go and dance for the rest of the night because these people behind me are getting a little bit freaky. And you enjoy the rest of your week. Have a fantastic weekend. And we'll see you on Monday to do this all over again. Bye-bye. All right, I'll be there in a minute. Chill out. Yeah.
Unbelievable manoeuvre from Seb. Nice smoke galore at the front. Oh no, what's going to happen here? The back. Looks like Mr. Brisket and Dom Teacher are both making early. Oh no! He's going for it. Where's he going to be?
Very nice.
Anyway, as a community... Turns to shambles. What our special talking to shambles. Oh my day! And that looked. I'm gonna call this early doors. That looked like a takeout. Oh no! Spoon! Oh no! This ain't a ball, please. Oh wow! 123.9. Oh no, there's a late winner. He's that. Well, Spoon, you have nowhere. Six was out there. What if it's been? Oh, what a rubbish track we joined that was. What a move. Is he going to make it stick though? Tough corner to make it stick on. Is he going to go around the outside? Unbelievable. Oh, wow.
Fantastic move.